That greasy stovetop you've been scrubbing for hours with expensive degreasers? You've been doing it completely wrong. What if I told you the most powerful grease fighter is already sitting in your kitchen cabinet, and it costs basically nothing? I spent 15 years fighting stubborn stovetop grease until a retired restaurant cook showed me this old-school method. Today I'm revealing the exact technique that cuts through years of burnt-on grease without a single drop of dish soap. Grab 3 things from your pantry right now because this is about to change how you clean forever. Image 616 Bangyag Seomyeong. Alright, let me show you exactly what we're working with here. This is my gas stovetop and honestly, I let it get pretty bad on purpose for this video. We've got burnt-on grease, those nasty yellow stains around the burners, and that sticky film that just won't come off no matter how much you scrub. Sound familiar? Now here's the thing about regular dish soap and most commercial degreasers. They're designed to cut through fresh grease, the kind that's still liquid and hasn't bonded with the surface. But once grease gets heated over and over again, it goes through a chemical process called polymerization. It basically turns into a plastic-like coating. That's why dish soap just slides right over it. So what actually breaks down polymerized grease? The answer is a combination of heat, alkalinity, and time. And the 3 ingredients we're using today hit all 3 of those factors perfectly. Here's what you need. First, baking soda. You probably have a box in your fridge right now. Second, white vinegar. The cheap stuff from the grocery store works great. And third, boiling water. That's it. No fancy products, no chemicals you can't pronounce, just 3 things that cost maybe $2 total. Let me explain the science real quick because once you understand why this works, you'll never go back to regular cleaners. Baking soda is a mild alkali with a pH of about 8.3. When you mix it with water, it creates a slightly caustic solution that breaks the molecular bonds in polymerized grease. It's gentle enough not to damage your stovetop but strong enough to dissolve that burnt-on gunk. The boiling water serves 2 purposes. It provides heat which softens the grease and speeds up the chemical reaction. And it helps the baking soda penetrate into all those tiny crevices and burnt spots. Now here's the first step. Remove your grates and burner caps and set them aside. We'll deal with those in a minute. Take about half a cup of baking soda and sprinkle it generously all over the stovetop surface. Don't be shy with it. You want a nice thick layer, especially on the really gunky spots. See those burnt rings around the burners? Give those extra attention. That's where the polymerized grease builds up the thickest because that area gets the most repeated heat exposure. Next, boil a full kettle of water. Once it's at a rolling boil, carefully pour it over the baking soda. You'll immediately see it start fizzing and bubbling. That's the alkaline solution activating and starting to break down the grease. Here's the crucial part that most people skip. You need to let this sit. I'm talking at least 30 minutes, but honestly, for really stubborn grease, I leave it for 2 hours or even overnight. The longer it sits, the more completely it dissolves that polymerized layer. Go watch some TV, take a walk, do whatever. Just let chemistry do its job. While that's working, let's tackle the grates and burner caps. Fill your sink with hot water and add about a cup of baking soda. Submerge all your grates and caps completely. These usually have the worst buildup because they're in direct contact with flames and food splatter. Let them soak for at least an hour. For really crusty grates, I actually recommend overnight. The hot alkaline water will loosen all that carbonized grease without any scrubbing. Alright, time's up. Let's check our stovetop. See how the water has turned this disgusting brownish yellow color? That's all the dissolved grease. Take a soft cloth or sponge and start wiping. Don't use anything abrasive yet. You'll notice that most of the gunk just wipes right off. It's actually kind of satisfying. The grease that was rock solid before is now basically liquid. Keep wiping until you've removed all the loose residue. Now for any stubborn spots that are still hanging on, this is where the vinegar comes in. Spray or pour white vinegar directly onto those areas. You'll see it fizz again as it reacts with the remaining baking soda residue. The vinegar does 2 things. It neutralizes the baking soda so you're not left with a white chalky film, and the acetic acid provides one more punch to break down any remaining grease. Use a non-scratch scrub pad for these tough spots. Circular motions, gentle pressure. Let's check on those grates. Lift them out of the water and you'll see the grease has softened into this gel-like consistency. Use a stiff brush, an old toothbrush works great for the detailed parts, and scrub off the loosened buildup. For the burner caps, pay attention to the little holes where the gas comes out. Use a toothpick or a pin to clear any debris. Clogged burner holes can cause uneven flames and even dangerous flare-ups. Rinse everything thoroughly with clean water and dry completely before putting them back. Moisture left on burner caps can cause ignition problems. Now let me tell you what not to do, because I've seen people ruin their stovetops with bad advice. Never use steel, wool or metal scrubbers on the stovetop surface. You'll scratch the enamel and create tiny grooves where grease will build up even faster. Don't use oven cleaner on your stovetop. It's way too caustic and can damage the finish permanently. And please don't mix vinegar with bleach thinking it'll be more powerful. That creates toxic chlorine gas. Also avoid using this method on a hot stovetop. Always let it cool completely first. Pouring boiling water onto a hot surface can cause thermal shock and potentially crack the enamel. Here's how to prevent this mess in the first place. Every time you cook, once the stovetop cools down, give it a quick wipe with a damp cloth. Takes literally 30 seconds. That fresh grease wipes off easily before it has a chance to polymerize. Once a week, do a light cleaning with just baking soda paste. Mix 3 parts baking soda with 1 part water, spread it on, let it sit for 10 minutes, wipe off. This prevents buildup before it becomes a major project. And invest in some burner covers or liners. They catch the splatters and are way easier to clean or replace than scrubbing the actual stovetop. That's the complete method right there. No expensive products, no harsh chemicals, just simple science and a little patience. If this helped you out, smash that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one.